Check it.
Welcome to Shaving with Douglas Cutlery. I thought I would introduce the company mascot. This is my Karina, my sweetheart. She doesn't get to shave, but she does love the razors. Don't you, sweetie? Okay. All right. If you watched the last one, this is the second part. This is the head shave with the G4-47. Second part of a 2 razor set. And I've already done hot water prep on my head. So while I'm getting my lather ready, I'm going to run the pictures of the razors with their descriptions. Okay, so we're back and let's get lathered up for the head shave. That's obviously not mine. Must be one of my wives. Alrighty then. Let's get this razor stropped up. G4-47, it's G4, so of course it's Damascus steel, 8/8 with a axe head, upper and lower jumps, mounted in ram's horn scales. So very, now we can see the pattern. It's a very beautiful raindrop pattern, Damascus steel. And yes, I'm stalling a little bit so that the shaving cream can get going. And we need to adjust the mirror. Now when I adjust the mirror, if you're going to start learning to do this, I always set it where the ear that's on the side of the mirror, for me, is right here in the edge of the mirror. That way I can turn my head and I can see the back of my other ear. And the top of my head is in the very top edge of the mirror, and the bottom edge of where I'll be cutting is in the very bottom of the mirror. I don't use the magnified mirror because that exaggerates everything you're doing and you will cut yourself. So use a standard mirror. Don't use a magnified or a curved mirror. And you've heard me say before that I don't really prefer smiling blades when I'm shaving my head. I prefer a straight cutting edge. This has a very slight smile. That right there is exactly why, if you saw that little strip I missed. I mean, your head curves one way and the blade curves the other, and you end up having to work a lot harder to get the job done. Makes it harder to get everything even. So if you're ordering a blade for specifically head shaving, I strongly recommend a straight cutting edge. Smiling blades are beautiful, and they have their purposes. If you have a hollow in your throat, or if your cheeks are hollowed, or if you have a deep hollow under your throat, smiling blade is the only way to go. That way you can get right in there and you don't have to dig at it and get irritated. But your head, the skin is already stretched tight, so you don't have to worry about stretching. And the curve is set, and you're never going to be shaving a hollow on your head. Alright, now let my battery die again. I really do need to start remembering to using my charger when I do these. Another thing is, Spanish points are great, but if you're shaving your head, you want a round point, because when you start cutting around your ears with a Spanish point, it's very, very easy to cut the top of your ear. A round point, it gets plenty close. And the non-sharpened edge of the round will push it away from your ear so that you don't have that ever looming nick of the top of your ear weighing on your mind. Believe me, you know, everybody would agree that, you know, straight razor shaving, one of your primary concerns is reducing nicks, but on your head, it doesn't take much of a nick to really make a bloody mess. And because of some of the odd grips and positions you're using, reducing nicks in any way is your primary thought process. All right. Let's see. Well, just like the G505, I really don't need much of a second pass, but if you don't, when you're doing your shave this way, up and down the back of your head, you'll end up with little spots where the hairs, especially when you're using a smiling blade, it's a little thicker, a little more stubble than the rest of your head. So this is why I don't do an against the grain pass. I don't get back here and bring the blade up. What I do is I go across the back, across the grain, and around this way. And it evens evens everything out. Because especially when you're learning, you can end up looking like a zebra in the bright light if you don't even it. Fortunately for me, there's not a whole lot of thick hair left that I have to worry about evening, because all of this up here is just gone. One of these days, what I have left is going to be so thin and so few and far between that I'll just be able to cut 2 hairs with a butter knife and call it a day. But that's my personal problem. And genetics. Thank you, Grandpa. Go. Very nice. Very clean. Very even. Wonderful. Little private reserve aftershave. Alrighty, get that razor dried off. Now, if you have one of my Damascus steel razors, keeping it dry is the primary method of care. After you get it dry, every 2 or 3 shaves, you're going to want to oil it. I recommend a light gun oil, or a 3-in-1 penetrating oil. Whatever you do, don't use detergent motor oil on your blades. It will take the finish off in a matter of weeks. Detergents, don't, because the finish is a patina. It's basically black rust. It's carbon. And the detergents in motor oil are meant to break down carbon. So if you put motor oil on these blades, your finish is gone. So please don't do that. Again, set them over there, let them dry. And then after they're dry, if they look a little dull, put a little penetrating oil like 3-in-1 or a light gun oil. If you use gun oil, put the oil on, wait about 10 or 15 minutes and then wipe it back off, because gun oil will leave a coating on it. So you don't want to get a thick coating of oil on top of it. What you want to do is wipe it off, let the oil soak down into the finish. So there's another shave with Douglas Cutlery. Enjoy yourself.